I'm sure that you follow the conversation so far about some stranded Ghanaians who have been evacuated to Ghana. I need to tell you that good news for us, Rapper Sarkodie and his family, we are told, have arrived safely here in Ghana. But there are some people who are out there, especially musicians, who also would want to come home, but they are not able to meet the requirements. We are told that you have to pay 500 cedis for a 2-star hotel, 600 cedis for a 4-star hotel, if you want to come home, including your flight fare, definitely. And I'm joined on Zoom with 4 musicians who are in London, UK, and in USA. So Tiflo is in Connecticut, and he's connecting with us from Connecticut. And Kobe Huta, who you see on the screens, is in the United Kingdom. Real MC is in the United Kingdom as well. So this is Real MC. Okay, for those who do not know Real MC, this is Real MC. And so that's Real MC, who is in the United Kingdom. He went for a show, as well as Agbesi, who also went for a show. And they are all stranded, or they are all still in the United Kingdom. But they have some concerns. And I'm going to start with you, Tiflo, because I haven't had your take at all. At least I've seen Agbeshi lament on social media. I've heard Kobe as well. I have heard Real MC talk about the situation. You are in the United States of America. I haven't heard you say anything about this. You don't want to come home?
It's actually far from that. I think home is where everybody loves to be, no matter how what breeze carry go anywhere. I think as much as in the early stages, as much as we wanted to be home, we were also concerned about the health things where we come from, because we know that no shade to our health system, but it's clear that it is not better than what the Western world has been able to develop. So when the whole pandemic thing blew up, it was something that made everybody feel that kind of fear, because if it is getting crazy here in America, then I don't know how our health system is going to handle it. So I was in haste to come back home at the time. But after things cooled off and the lockdowns were taking off and everything, that was a point where we felt like, there's still work to be done. There's still, family to hang out, everything. So we want to come back.
You want to come back? Are you ready to pay the cost of coming back?
No, that cost me as I guess if I will, because I get my house. When I day Ghana, I don't sleep in a hotel. I sleep in my own house. So if I'm gonna come to Ghana, I want to come back and come and sleep in my house, not to pay 500, 600 in the hotel. For how long?
Just for 14 weeks and maybe 21 days if you're not lucky.
21
at most, actually. But let me connect to Agbeshi because he says, take your Ghana. I know we have taken our Ghana. He says, take your Ghana. Nobody go pay that money. But unfortunately, some people have been able to pay the money. At least that's what we see. Rapper Sarkodie is in town. So it means that he's been able to afford. It means that then there will not be anything that would happen because some people have been able to afford it. Are you disappointed?
Well, I would say I'm not disappointed because, like I said, from the first day I released that very video, the video went viral to the extent that people who are out here and then even America saw it. I got so many DMs to that, but not being that disappointed because everybody knows whatever he or she stands for. You understand me? But like I said, from the video, I wanted to speak for the people who can't be able to afford for such kind of, structures. That
so if I get you right, you, Agbeshi, will be able to afford 500 cedis or 600 cedis across 14 days or 21 days if you're ready to come to Ghana. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Even if I can do it, what happens to the next person who can do it? You see, that's the question. But we all know that, these very structures being put out for, people who are stranded for like 3 months or 4 months out here who haven't been working, just being indoors 24/7. How to even feed is another problem. And we all know that. I mean, if you are, let's say, a visitor in here and you don't even have a GP, you can't even go to any hospital when you are ill. That's another point you have to look at. And these are Ghanaians out here stranded on that state. The only thing you can get is paracetamol. You get the point. So look at this person who is out here who probably might be ill and who want to go to the hospital. Maybe it's not coronavirus. We have people who are sickless one way or the other.
Have you reached out to the Ghana High Commission, because they seem to have placed this information out? Have you reached out to them to say, this is my stress, this is why I think that something needs to be done about this? Have you reached out to them? Have you sent them a message, called them or anything?
My sister, you see, social media and internet have made everything or communication easy for we all as humans, believe me. And I'm sure, I mean, I'm not the only one, or even if I can start a protest or however, I might not be the only one who has been talking about it. People have been saying this, and I'm sure they've seen it. And even before they come out with, how do you call it, the press, for who people they want to evacuate, they really reach out for Ghanaians who are stranded to come to their, how you call it, their office out here.
Yeah.
So people had went there. I personally went there to make sure I registered. Even funny enough, when I got there, the whole place was closed that very day. But they had given a time for people who are stranded to come to their office and register for their names and all of that. So when I go there, I'm like, you send people say we have to come out here. Okay, cool. Then what happens next? Then it means that we have to join or register via internet. So what's the sense telling Ghanaians to come there? And I wasn't the only person who was there that day. I saw bare people out there.
I thought the information was to send an email like you indicated. I didn't know that they asked you to come to the premises in person.
If you check, my sister, if you check this thing again, you go see, they say make people come there.
Wow, that's interesting to note. Let me speak to Wuta. Wuta also has been complaining. He actually says the show he went to the UK to perform was actually cancelled because of COVID-19. And I tend to think that you feel that this is a very insensitive direction that government has taken.
Well, Ms. G, okay, good morning, first of all. I want to say good morning to everybody,
Thank you.
I mean, I know that the government has good intentions and is, trying to do everything possible to make sure that people can get home, hence the evacuation, system. But some of the things came in as a surprise. As soon as I heard that this evacuation program is going on, I reached out via email and they responded, but the response was, okay, they've received the message. Now within 8 and 12 of June was when they sent the email that this is how much you're supposed to pay if you are desperate to want to come to Ghana. And within 8, which was last week Monday, and then with a deadline of 12 to raise ticket money and at the same time hotel money, and you have to pay all of that before you get to Ghana, before you get to even fly.
Board to the flight, yeah.
Exactly. And that time I think is too short. And then secondly, I don't think that it's totally the only workable way around trying to get us back.
I like the fact that you said that you don't think it's the only workable way. What would you rather the government do?
Okay, so first of all, I think that we are all on the know of how to stay safe when it comes to this COVID-19. It's been around for some time now. And the only honest or logical way to prevent this COVID-19 as an individual, because it is an individual fight, which is also for a worldwide fight as well. So the only workable way is to wear your nose masks and clean your hands, wash your hands, and then use a sanitizer.
Is that not why they want to monitor when you come home, that they're ensuring that you don't forget to do all of these things? So let's put you in a place that we can monitor you and all of that.
Okay, if that is the intention, that is very good. But at the end of the day, are we not monitoring ourselves whilst we are here? After the 2 weeks, when we get back into the country, after their quarantine? Are we not going to be monitoring ourselves? Are we not going to be observing the same kind of system? You understand? And then also, I mean, I've seen on the internet while some of the guys who left earlier before the lockdown were being quarantined, in hotels like they suggested at the same time, but they didn't have to pay anything, and they stayed there for 2 weeks. People like that when they got to Ghana, they were all quarantined. You understand? But there they didn't have to pay anything. So why do we have to pay?
Maybe government has run out of funds. So your problem is, if they ask you to come to Ghana, back to Ghana, and they're going to quarantine you for free, you're willing to come?
Of course, at least I can. If I have to pay for my ticket, maybe that one is understandable. But if not, then we all have individual homes where we are going to quarantine ourselves or isolate. Because in a nutshell, the only way or the only workable way is to put on your nose mask and wash your hands and sanitize your hands regularly. Be it staying in a hotel or going to the home, still going to be the same kind of safety precautions that
you need to take. Well, let me go to Real MC. Real MC, you also went out there, and Real MC is an award-winning musician, both in the Central region, and I think that you picked up an award in the UK as well. When you went for the Ghana Music Awards UK, did you get something? Or you are nominated, actually.
Yeah, nominated.
So you've been in the UK for how long now?
Yeah, close to 4 months now.
Close to 4 months. You want to come home, I guess?
Automatically.
But tell me, are you spending more out there than the 500 cedis you're being asked to pay when you arrive Ghana?
Are you saying I'm spending more?
Yes, I want to do a calculation of how much you're actually spending wherever you are in the United Kingdom as compared to how much you're being asked to pay when you return to Ghana.
Oh, Ms. G, we know the exchange rates already. £1 is to 7 cedis, so the expenditure over here is plenty. We spent a lot. That is why we are willing to come home, so that the way we are spending much over here will be cut. Because when you send the money in millions in Ghana City, when you send about 2,000, when you get here to 10 to hundreds, so it's a lot of money we've spent since we landed here on 6th March. So the best way is to come home.
Beautiful so that you're saying that you're spending a lot of money out there. So isn't it better when you come home and pay 500 across 14 days and maybe 21 days? Wouldn't it ease your expenditure?
No, Miss G, you see, this is the fact that someone has been, we came here for just 2 weeks holiday. Just 2 weeks. So when you are coming, you've calculated yourself, oh, I'm going to this place, I'm going to spend only 2 weeks. And now something has happened. We all know it's a global pandemic. It has led to you overstay. So now you spent a lot. But if all the money self you get for house, you've spent all, who knows? So now that you are returning home, I thought chance will be a bit cheaper. You see, I was even hoping to see maybe a 200 cedis hotel. Because Miss B, when you get to Ghana right now, you can get a 200 cedis hotel to lodge in. So at least if there was to be 200 or 300, it would be cool. But giving two options, 500 and 600, it's not easy. Because already we've gone in for BA. We have a ticket for British Air. So when the evacuation started, I thought they were even going to use the BA for the UK one. So that you that have a ticket, you just go in. But right now, they are using a different flight. So that ticket you've paid for will be waste. You need to pay for a new one and to go and pay for that one in Ghana. And when you calculate both and you add that 7,000 Ghana cedis with the ticket, you have about 10,000 and something Ghana cedis, which I think, Ms. V, is high to someone who is stranded. You see, the money is high. That's my problem. The money is high. People can afford. Yeah.
People have raised concerns about why, and I'm going to ask all of you this, you guys haven't reached out to your union, the Musician Union of Ghana, so that they could be a force to actually speak to government on your behalf. Has anybody from Musica reached out to you? Have you reached out to them and all of that?
No Musica person has reached out to me. Me personally, I don't know of the rest. Me personally.
But are you a registered member, though?
Oh, yeah, I'm a registered
You're
member.
a registered member of the musician. Agbeshi, I see you laughing. I want to come to you. Why are you so excited at the mention of Musica?
Shout out to all the musical bosses and everybody, but if, I mean, let's say, our leaders can't even do anything about it, what happens to Musica?
You've given up on them already. You gave up on Musica. What's the essence of joining the association if they cannot come to your aid in a time like this?
Missy, you see, that's why most of the time I feel that let me come to our arts sector or musicians in the whole. This is why most of the time people have come in contact with people who don't even want to join Musica. You understand me? Because structures have not been put in place. Believe me, if structures have been put in place, I mean, I don't think even how do you call it? The organization who have to evacuate the people who even come to us straight to send an email. Because if things are being put in place, what we have to do is go through the channel through Musica, that this is what we're facing as musicians out here. But because believe me, some of us out here, I mean, all these artists you see right here, we are putting Ghana as we are automatically export for Ghana.
That's
and
true.
We're doing a whole lot. Believe me. But I know someone will go like, okay, so I mean they want them blah blah blah, and then they don't want to pay for all of that. The rate at how we stand to represent Ghana out here, so many people don't know. We do a whole lot to make sure we put Ghana out here by our works and our moves and everything, and nobody finds that. We do that all ourselves. Then I mean it has to happen like this, and even we can't have music to represent us as a union who represent musicians. That's so bad.
That's terrible indeed. And Real MC says that if there was a hotel for 200, 300, he was willing to come home. Do you subscribe to that? Is it that you want them to...
Of course. I mean, not everybody is ready to pay such huge of money after, I mean, being locked down for, I mean, months. I've been out here for 5 months, so you can calculate that.
Tiflo has been quiet for a bit now. I'm sure that...
Tiflo, they'll be like, it took 1 year already.
It took 1 year for the USA. The way they're cool for why they stuff, tell me, say, things they be for you, Tiflo. You know, but...
Oh, nah. You go ahead.
So again, the conversation about how much you expect government. Some people are saying, Kobe said some people came for free. And so why is it that this time around, some people have to pay? I'm thinking maybe government has exhausted its funds in that regard. What do you think? He said 200, Agbeshi agrees, 200, 300. I know that this has affected the upcoming album, that is Flodication 2, that you were supposed to launch here in Ghana. What would you rather government does in this situation so that you also can work for some money as a musician?
I think right from the song I made that won Ghana and Central Region the Rep Award, I tried to use the small platform I have to enforce Musica and everybody as an artist to try and uplift the industry and see how best we can come up to facilitate things like this. I hope that a situation like this wouldn't have even been a conversation for art, like you are saying, because with all due respect, everybody knows that artists, our lifestyle naturally has everything to do with lockdown or the lockdown cave. We don't go anywhere. Me, I live alone. I'm always at home alone. So I've been under lockdown even before Corona came, which means that if I have to come back to Ghana now, I'm going to be on my own and not have any access to anybody. And we being the gateway to the public, we are the same people that 24/7 use our platforms to educate people on the seriousness of this COVID situation. So there's no way we are going to show up to any interview or any event not undergoing these measures you have to go to protect yourself and other people. And coming back to the whole conversation of music, I still don't stand in for any of these cost reductions. I don't think anybody has to bear any cost whatsoever. If I have paid for a return and I have to come back to Ghana under these circumstances, you can't expect me to buy a different ticket for a different airline and also pay all these hotel costs.
That'd be the point. That'd be my point I was talking about.
Okay, so you would buy the ticket for a different airline, but you also do not want to pay to be quarantined.
I am actually not in support of buying a ticket for a different airline. That is one. And secondly, paying for a hotel, because we all know the cost of working as a musician in Ghana. I would rather use that money to promote my album. We don't get any support financially from anywhere, not Musica nor any investor. In Ghana, that is the conversation. That has been my message for a long time. We don't have any financial support from anywhere. The guy tries to put something together for himself and bear all these. It's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Okay, finally, that's your final question before I go to Kobiuta. Now, do you know that even after everything is over and maybe Corona is not seen as a pandemic anymore, there's still a likelihood that when you come to Ghana, you'll be quarantined, even when the borders are opened?
I don't see.
So you're not coming?
I don't see. I think Musica should be able to put in certain measures and say, okay, we know that these number of artists are not in the country now. We are going to ensure their comeback. And when they get back to the airport, we are going to put them together in a different place, have a separate car or separate cars pick them up. When we are going for VGMAs, we have Bentleys and stuff pick us up from a short distance just for the entry.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the award. I see Wuto wants to speak, and he will have the last word before we go. The conversation is hinging on Musica's reaction to all that is going on, and also the possibility that even if you stay for 6 years, 6 years is too long, but if you stay extra, you still come.
The Musica and the Gamo and things there. I mean, obviously with time, you know, we will come in with the alliance and make sure we put things in place, because I mean, you know, there's another form of group coming up, which is the alliance, and I mean, per vision and then plans and structures that they are putting across. I think it will make sense. I mean, so you never know, we get there, we get to that, we talk to that about that chapter 2.
We'll definitely cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, Guta, you have the last word. I need to go.
Okay, so yeah, Miss G. So my issue is that when you are infected by COVID, you are taken in by an ambulance and then they quarantine you to one of the government hospitals. As at now, I haven't heard anybody say that this is how much they paid for being treated for COVID-19. And I know that they've tested over 250, thousand people, all of it. You understand? So, and when you are infected by the COVID, they take you in there, they keep you in there. They have you, they feed you for as long as you are going to be there. If it's going to be 12 days, 21 days, or all of, you understand? So even the people who are infected get to enjoy all of those things for free. We that nobody knows our status, we have to pay for almost 7,000 to stay in the hotel, and then we tested just to realize maybe we are not infected or we are infected. Either way, the bigger battle is out there in the public, where after the 2 weeks, when we go back in there, we still have to adhere to the same kind of
measures that have been put in place.
Exactly, and it's going to start from our houses to the airport, at wherever we are, and then straight to the airport in Ghana, and then wherever we are going to be. So, what is actually the point of trying to keep us in somewhere for 2 weeks?
Okay.
If we are still going to go again.
Anyway, that's all time, well, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining. Real MC Connected from the United Kingdom, Wuta Kobi as well from the United Kingdom. Connecticut is where T-Flow is currently staying, and Agbeshi also is in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Hopefully, they hear your voice and get to relax all the measures put in place, and we get to see you home soon. Thank you so much for joining us.